A typical DS question on the GMAT would have two statements, and there are 5 answer choices. These choices remain the same on GMAT, and even the order of these choices remains the same. You must by heart them. Option A is that Statement 1 alone is sufficient, but Statement 2 alone is not. Option B is that Statement 2 alone is sufficient, but Statement 1 is not. Option C is that both statements together are sufficient, but very importantly, neither statement alone is sufficient. That means you must combine the two statements only when each statement alone fails to answer the question. Option D is that each statement alone is sufficient, and Option E is that Statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient. To answer the question, with this groundwork, let's look at a flowchart that would explain the approach for attempting the data sufficiency questions on GMAT. The first step is to always look at Statement 1 alone and ask yourself whether it is sufficient. If yes, the possible correct answer choices are going to be options A or D. Then, the next step is to check whether Statement 2 alone is sufficient. If yes, the correct answer choice is going to be option D, that either statement alone is sufficient. If not, the correct answer choice is going to be option A, that Statement 1 is sufficient, but Statement 2 is not. You don't have to combine in either of the two cases. Now, in the other case, when Statement 1 fails to give you an answer, in that case, the possible correct answer choices are going to be options B, C, or E. The second step would still be the same, which would be to give Statement 2 a fair chance alone. Please do not combine. Look at Statement 1 alone. Then look at Statement 2 alone. In case Statement 2 gives you an answer, the correct answer choice is going to be option B. You don't have to combine. In case Statement 2 also fails to give you an answer, in this case, there are two possibilities. Correct answer choice can be option C or option E. Please note, this is the only case where you must combine the two statements and look for an answer. When you combine and you are able to get an answer, the correct answer choice becomes option C. When on combining, you are still not able to get an answer, the correct answer choice is option E. So this is the entire flowchart, friends. This is for explaining the overall approach. Practically, it is quite intuitive. You don't have to apply the entire flowchart every time. On your GMAT, you will get the scratchbook. On your scratchbook, you should write lots of 1s and 2s this way, and then when you are looking at the questions, you just need to see whether Statement 1 is sufficient. For example, 1 is sufficient, 2 is not. Answer is A. 1 is not sufficient, 2 is not sufficient. Combining sufficient. Answer is C. 1 is not sufficient, 2 sufficient. The answer is B. 1 is not sufficient, 2 is not sufficient. Combining, still not sufficient. The answer is option E. So this is how you should intuitively attempt the DS questions. Very often, it is not about getting to the value. It is simply about figuring out that to answer a question, how much information you require. Check for Statement 1 alone. Check for Statement 2 alone. And combine only when both the statements have been unable to give you a consistent answer alone. This was the concept, friends. GMAT shots are deliberately kept brief. For an elaborate explanation, please watch the Stage 1 conceptual videos in our program. Thanks for watching.